Sylvia
And I'm Rick, and I'm with Sylvia.
yes, we're in Shanghai because the city is hosting the 4th China International Import Expo, and I'm taking this opportunity to challenge Rick for a little quiz.
Challenge. I like a challenge. Okay, let's go.
Because this year marks the 20th year of China's accession into the WTO. So China's entry into the WTO was the year 2001.
Okay.
I'm wondering which of the photos might be relatable to the same year.
Well, as I'm looking at them, I would say that it is this picture.
How?
This
That
photo.
was 2008.
Yeah, but I remember being on the radio on that night, and that was the night that Beijing was accepted for the 2008 Olympics.
Right, so the same year, 2001. I'm wondering, do you know when was the first Starbucks opened in Chinese mainland?
I can tell you that the first Starbucks was in 1999, and I was there for the opening.
So that must be
One more.
the year that the Pearl Tower landmark in Shanghai was completed. China has been opening up wider as always. So foreign companies are coming into China and Chinese companies are going out. I'm wondering if you know the places, like where the location is for these two photos.
Well, I'm from Detroit, and I love where they make automobiles. And I look at the Tesla, and I believe that they make the batteries and maybe more in Shanghai.
Because the gigafactory of Tesla opened in Shanghai years ago, and that made world headlines. And also this one, do you happen to know where it is?
I have no idea, but I love what it is, and an all-electric bus, zero emissions.
That's a Chinese car-making company that is establishing factories in the west coast of the U.S.
I used to know what BYD stands for,
Stands for,
but I forgot, actually.
I happen to know, build your dreams.
Build your dreams. Sounds good.
And since we are in Shanghai, and the next topic is actually Shanghai related, all these vehicles you see here, can you actually tell which one comes first?
I would have to say it's the one in the middle, the rickshaw.
Because it's a black-white one?
Because it's man-powered.
All right, rickshaw, that's quite a unique one from Shanghai. And this one, because you mentioned about your experience with motorcycle.
Well, I lived in Shanghai many years ago, and I remember at that time you could get taxis, but if you couldn't get a taxi, you could get a motorcycle taxi, and all you had to do was sit on the back of a motorcycle, and they would take you to exactly where you needed to go. It's pretty cool.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And this one, do you know what this is?
Looks like a train.
Of course, it's a China-Europe train. Actually, it's called Xinhua, which means China International Import Expo. So that train specifically for CIIE arrived in Shanghai in October. So since we're talking about CIIE, I have chosen some photos for you. These are all exhibitions from this event. This is tapestry from Iran, and this is coffee from Timberless, and these are French bags. Some 3,000 exhibitors from around 127 countries and regions are participating. Which one might get you interested?
This one appeals to me for sure because I have a friend who lives there. It's Timor-Leste or East Timor. And I can see the coffee, and I know the coffee is special because the coffee beans are taken from cat droppings.
And actually, there is a little surprise on the back of the photo.
Play a song.
Play a song. Do you know that song?
No. Tell me about it. What is it?
芝麻街.
It sounds like Jimbao
芝麻街.
Okay.
芝麻街 in Chinese means actually Sesame Street.
Well, I grew up on Sesame Street. So many people around the world have. And one day I ran into a guy in China. He was here for a co-production of Sesame Street in Shanghai.
So China opening wider, not only including investment in trade and commerce, but also in culture and entertainment. I think that is one of the good examples. And since we're listening to music, I have another 2 songs for you. Let's play the first one.
You sound like a DJ.
I hope I'm...
It's easy.
Okay, tell me.
That's Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible 3. Here is the poster.
Right.
And another song.
Let the sky fall and it crumbles.
Sounds like a Ling Ling Chi, sounds like a 007 movie.
Yes, James Bond.
Right.
And here is the poster. There's something the same about them.
I know for sure that Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise, was filmed partially in Shanghai.
And this one,
Skyfall, what's the connection? I don't know.
and also partially filmed in Shanghai. So Shanghai became a good location for a lot of movie makers. Shanghai is actually synonymous with China's opening up, and the metropolis rolled out policies to further open the service industry to foreign investors. And here I've got another few photos.
How am I doing so far?
You're doing pretty good, but this one I'm not sure because I wanted you to tell me which of these photos are in Shanghai and which are in Beijing.
Okay, maybe this one I know as Shanghai
Why?
because it looks like People's Square.
This is actually the China Pavilion in the World Expo held in Shanghai back in 2010.
I would say this is Beijing.
Actually, this is one of the venues for the upcoming Winter Olympics in Beijing.
Oh, well, right city.
All right, so these two.
These two, I would say that this one is Shanghai
Why?
because it looks like it might be Shanghai because it's got that castle kind of a shape, and in Shanghai they have so many structures that resemble other parts of the world, and I would say that would be my guess.
And I'm sorry to tell you, wrong.
Oh,
And this is in Beijing, Universal Studio that was recently opened in Beijing. And this one,
well, I would say this might be Disney,
right, so,
and that would be Shanghai.
of course.
Okay, yeah.
And this is Shanghai.
I can do this easily. Okay.
But this one might be a little tricky. 3 words in 13 letters. And these 3 words actually are related to China opening up further. You want to try? 3 words.
3 words.
You've got, okay, take your time.
I'm terrible at this, so
Let's
I would
try,
say.
let's try.
I would say maybe F
Yeah,
R E E.
that's free.
Yep.
Let's just keep it this way.
Okay. And I would say zone would be another one, which would be like this one looks like a Z, or it looks like an N. This one looks like a Z.
All right.
Okay. Z O N E.
Wow. So the rest should be easy.
Should be. Let's see. R-A-T.
The first letter is T.
Okay. Trade.
Wow.
You knew
Free
that.
trade zone. The country had set up a lot of pilot free trade zones. Do you happen to know how many pilot free trade zones does China have now? And you can circle the number that you think is correct.
How many pilot free trade zones? My guess would be your age, which would be 20.
I hope I'm 20. It's not the correct answer. So actually, since 2013, China has built 21 pilot free trade zones, representing a high new ground for opening up. Where was China's first pilot free trade zone?
Okay, I'm going to take a guess, and that would be Shenzhen.
I get the sense that why you say Shenzhen because it's one of China's frontier cities for opening up, but actually this one is located in the place where we are, which is...
Beautiful Shanghai.
How do you feel so far?
Well, I love your challenges because I'm really open-minded to new challenges, and you've given me many today.
Actually, you lived in China for such a long time, especially when you talked about 20 years ago, you were actually here in Shanghai.
So it feels like, you know, when I come back to Shanghai that I'm definitely street savvy. Shanghai is never the same 2 days in a row. There's always something new, always something special.
Because China is becoming exciting as ever.
Yeah, that's for sure. And the excitement is why I'm here, and you too.
All right, I hope you enjoyed it too.